Good morning, girls. I'm getting started early. So, okay, this is the part 2 of the first video that we have. So, I already have my settings. And remember I said since I didn't have it connected, my two tools didn't show up. So, there's my tool, which is the blue circle, the one on the right. And this is the tool 1, which is the red circle, the one on the left. And remember, if you have the auto blade, that it's only supposed to go in the red circle tool. You cannot exchange it. They're not exchangeable. So if you have the black ratcheting tool that you have to manually adjust by hand, it said that you're able to put that in the tool 2 position and in the tool 1 position. So I have my setting here set to cut. Okay, and like I told you, I did a customized setting. I put 1- swing design 651 vinyl because that's what I'm working with today. So I have my gold right here. Okay, and it took me like 12 different tries in order to get this setting how I want it. So I have the setting set on 2, speed 5, force 8, and passes once. Okay, so those are my settings. So now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and load my mat. And when you're loading your mat, they said to line it along this line right here, but I'm a righty and it kind of works better for me. But I have it to where the corner of the mat is in the middle of this triangle right here. So the triangle furthest to the right. So I put that in the middle of that and gently push it up against the roll bar and hit load. Okay, so now I have it set. One of the things that you want to check, especially fresh out of box, is this is your release for your ratchet. No, I'm sorry, not your ratchet, but for your auto blade. You want to push it down and gently clamp it like that. You want to make sure that this is clamped correctly so you can get the correct cut. Okay, so now after that, we set ready. Okay. All of your settings are here. Then you're going to select this blue send button right here. Right now it's tapping because it's setting your auto blade. Good morning, Kim. And it is not the quietest machine. Okay. Now it's finished. It's going back to the set position. And on the screen it says unload. So you just select that. Unload your mat. And what I like to do is I like to hold the corner and I pull my mat from the vinyl. I don't pull the vinyl from the mat. I don't know why that works much better, but I pull the mat away from the vinyl like that. Okay. Now this is the original one that I did when I tried it. And I had this cutting on, I was cutting it forever on 1 because that was the recommended setting. And it didn't cut like butter like I wanted it to. So that's why I said I like doing my own customized settings. I think that's what took the longest because I want to do my own customized settings so that I can get the cut that I desire. Okay, I just cut this like so. Okay, and then I have my tools up under here. Okay, so when I'm weeding, I actually like to remove the insides first before I actually pull. And I take my weed and I just put it on like a blank space of my design just to keep it out the way. And yeah, so I like to weed my insides first. Okay, so now I have that, and I just pick up a corner gently like that. And sometimes you have to walk it off and sometimes you don't. This particular time I don't have to walk it off. And as I pull it, sometimes I'll just roll it like this and try to keep it sticky, because sometimes the sticky can actually come back on the actual design and then you'll really be in trouble. See, like right here. There we go. Okay. So there, all in one swipe. So this is the first decal, first design. So what I'm going to do is, as I do the designs, I'm actually going to lay them on my, as a matter of fact, be right back. Here we go. Okay, so I have my glass. As a matter of fact, like I said earlier, I wanted to start putting the designs that I actually do and practice with on my mirror. And I do this to try to remind myself how far I've come. I actually have another one from class 1 that we actually did. So this concept may be a good concept that you can actually adapt. See this right here? We actually did this in our class 1. We did layering techniques. We did scowl. This is called a bridge warp technique. This is a monogram for monogramos. This is another layering we did with the apple. This is the slicing technique. So these were the 5 techniques that we practiced in class 1. So you might want to consider doing the same thing for your silhouette. Oh yeah. Good morning, Kim. You got to have a way to track your progress. And what better way to track your progress is from actual projects. So I have my first decal. This is the very first one I did. Well, not the very first one, because it took me like 13 tries in order to get the cut setting how I wanted it, because I just like my settings personal, customized to me. Okay, so I just scrape it. Hold on, let me get my scraper, since I got a new scraper now. And scrape it with the scraper. Making sure that your transfer tape is flat. And all this transfer tape is that transfer tape from Dollar Tree, the contact paper. I love it because it has just enough stick. And sometimes you might have to walk it off like that. Okay, so I have this. I'm going to put this in the corner. Usually I wipe this off with alcohol, but I think we won't die if it's a little dirty. Okay, and I apply it like so. Take my scraper. And there we have it, you guys. Give it a good scrape. And that is our first decal for class. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now, I just got this simple mirror from Dollar Tree, and as a matter of fact, it's probably an old mirror that I've had for like the longest. And the idea came in order to do that. That idea came because I want you guys to have something to hang in order to remind you of how far you've came with your training. So this is from out of the box into learning. So make sure that you watch video 1 so that you can see how I actually have my settings set up. And remember that your settings depends on the wear and tear of your needle. The settings are only supposed to be used as a guide in order to move forward. So I have quite a few other videos today. I'm actually going to have a knockout video that I'm working on next. And we're going to put the knockout with the vinyl on this same mirror. Okay, so Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see y'all soon.